All right, well, let's try this again. The first about 8 tries, not so hot, so we'll see what I can have happen here. Yeah, if you're tuning in, let me know how the audio sounds this time. So, yeah, I know it's not going to be pretty the first time out here, but what can I say? After eight tries, it's we'll get there. We'll get there. So, if you're tuning in, give a shout out, and if you got anything to add throughout the few minutes here I'm going live, by all means, please let me know, and I'll try to work you in. This is just an opportunity to, essentially get back out there, get back in front of the pulling community. Many years ago, I did a live show for about a year with a good buddy, and had a lot of great guests, a lot of insane pulling minds were on here, and it was just a great time. And so now I figured 2023 is the year to get back at it. It's just going to be one of a number of big projects I'm working on this year, and I'll talk a little bit more about some of that as we go on here. But again, if you're watching tonight, say hello. Love to hear from the pulling folks. I'm trying out my green screen again tonight. It's a little it's making me feel blue, for a lack of a better joke. But it's coming around. It's a work in progress. Every time you use a different streaming software or a software for something, you got to figure out exactly how to fine tune those little details so it comes out just right. And then naturally you need about 8,000 kilowatts of light shining down on it, which, needless to say, my smile does not provide that much light, so it's going to need to revamp the old technology here in the homestead. So like I said, tonight I just wanted to talk about some big projects, and if you're watching this later on when it's not live, please reach out to me if something that comes up tonight is, I guess, fetching for you and something you want to get involved with. Just really excited to get ready with the 2023 pulling season. Got a lot of ideas. Talked to a lot of people over the winter, which is clearly still going on. Very long winter, but we're getting there, so we'll see what we can do here. I'm trying my new microphone here. You're going to see this microphone quite a bit this season, so looking forward to the opportunity to use that. And people over got to turn that down. Yeah, you find out when you do the streaming stuff that if you don't have every little fine detail tuned just right, it can come back and get you. And audio and video is, of course, the name of the game here, so they're always a little bit tricky. So just waiting for those pulling fans. I did mention that earlier today that I had a quick brief conversation with Ryan Lynn. You saw his tractor on my page today, and it was a overwhelming response there. I think people are just chomping at the bit for the pulling season to get here, and that tractor is going to be a great addition to the WTPA. Looking forward to seeing them. That name is synonymous with pulling, the Lynn family, and I know they're very excited to get that tractor out on the pulling track. That is going to be, like I said, a light limited super stock. So that class, which is already packed and stacked in the WTPA, is just going to get even stronger yet. So that's going to be really cool to see. So looking forward to watching them go down the track as the season goes along. So hopefully get a chance to talk to them and interview them in the early spring, and we'll see what they have to say as they get that new hauling up and running. So another shade of blue there in that class. So if you're watching, just tuning in, please say hello. If you're got some pulling insights into your off season, share those. Tonight I'm just kind of talking about some of the big projects I got coming up. If you follow the page, you get little tidbits here and there. But first and foremost, I want to say that I'm extremely excited to get an opportunity to finally partner and I guess co-create some video projects with my amazing girlfriend. She's out in Washington right now. That's where I've been for many of the weekends. I'm sure some of you have seen my posts, but she is just she's a subject matter expert, as you might say in the business, and I'm just so honored and thrilled to be able to work with her. We have, I say we, what I really mean is she did a ton of work today to get a pulling video project up and running, and that's going to be debuting tomorrow night. If you like diesel trucks, if you like two of the most well-known diesel trucks in northern Wisconsin, you're going to get an opportunity to see them tomorrow night in a split-screen presentation that is just, I don't know, that gets my blood flowing, and I know it could be 10 degrees outside, but it'll be 100 degrees once that video is playing. So look forward to that. That's going to be our first co-created project tomorrow night, and then also starting to get some new reels out there for the WTPA. There's a couple other items that are going to be coming down the pipe, so looking forward to working with her on those. But yeah, she's got a lot of experience. She works very well with all of this. She's done it throughout her career in the Army, and then of course she's went to school for it, so I'll be talking about her early and often as the season goes along, and she's looking forward to coming to some events and meeting some people. So by all means, if you see us at an event, don't hesitate to come up and say hello. Looking forward to meeting as many people. Most of you I probably know, or at least you've seen me running around, so this will be an opportunity to meet her, and she's as forthcoming and outgoing as I am, so I know it'll be some good conversation. So looking forward to that, hoping that she'll be with me as we kick the season off in just over a month. So yeah, you thought pulling didn't start until May, June. Well, that's not true here in Wisconsin, because we do have one of the best indoor pulls in really the Midwest, if not the entire U.S. here, as far as mini rods and garden tractors go. That's coming up the first weekend, or the first full weekend in April. That's actually Easter weekend. It's Friday and Saturday. That's the Midwest Spring Super Pull down in New Richmond at the Cedar Lake Indoor Arena. Last year was my first opportunity to go. I went down there on a Friday, and I tell you, you want to talk about garden tractors and mini rods as far as the eyes can see. Well, literally, my eyes could not see far enough because they were everywhere. And some of the best kept secrets, some of the most down-to-earth people. I mean, you walk around those pits and just people are excited to talk to you and show off their vehicles and put on a show. I mean, they absolutely put on a show, and it was just an opportunity to see some of the best out there. And so they converge on New Richmond for 2 days. A lot of the same classes, pretty much, I believe, both days. So if you missed them on Friday, you'll get to see them again on Saturday. So we'll kind of go from there. But that's hopefully our first event that we'll be working at. So you see this red microphone. It's a little bit of a symbol tonight, because all season long you're going to see me running around with this red microphone. And I haven't come up with a name for it yet, or exactly the type of bit I'm doing, but I will tell you this. I'm going to interview as many people as I can, both before the events and after the events. A lot of this content I hope to get up there before the events, so if you have something you want to give a last minute shout out to somebody, want to say, hey, thanks for, fixing my tire or getting my turbo in, or I just want to say hi to my kids who are at home sleeping or should be sleeping. Well, that's the type of things I want to bring into pulling this year, is an opportunity to get ahead of the sport, talk about what's to come, another reason to get people down to the event and to enjoy it. So that's one thing that I'm hoping to do with this good old red microphone, is get in front of some more people. I also hope to get kind of some post-game reactions. If you just had the pull of your lifetime and you just want to talk about it, well, let's talk. Let's meet up in the pits. Let's meet on the track. Let's talk about it. Let's capture that moment and bring it to your friends and family who are at home who didn't get to see it. Let people know that, hey, you know what? I just had the run of my lifetime, and I'm proud of it. Maybe I got third or fourth or fifth, but I finished, you know what, and this is something to talk about. We're going to talk about it. So that's something I'm looking forward to this year with this microphone. It's going to be like a symbol, and like I said, you see it, you see me. Let's talk. Pull me to the side, and we'll get an interview scheduled, and if it's something you want aired 6 months down the road too, that's fine. So that is something big looking forward to doing this year. You'll also notice there's a second microphone that you'll probably be seeing. That's tucked away in Washington right now. Very symbolic, I assure you. I know a couple of the people that are watching tonight. They're being a little shy, so by all means, if you got something to add to the show, feel free to add it. Otherwise, there will be a couple call-outs. So once again, I'm going to be doing all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. I got a lot of projects that I want to do, capture some things that normally don't get captured, shine some light on some people who do a lot of things that maybe don't get shown on the track or at the end or in the winner circle, whatever, some things that really make the pulling teams go. So looking forward to doing that. One of the bigger ideas we're looking forward to doing this year is actually following a couple pulling teams. I got a couple in mind I'm reaching out to, and the goal is to follow them throughout the season. So you see a lot of these shows out there, kind of reality shows, a little bit of cheesiness to them, but this hopefully is going to be as down to earth as possible. Just going to be capturing things in the moment and then putting them all together at the end of the season so you can see exactly what goes on from spring to fall. All the effort that goes into these pulling teams, all the time, the money, the time away from family, and then of course getting to the event, the family time at the event, all the waiting, the effort, and again, you're talking about doing all this for 20 seconds going down the track. So you want to try to capture all those moments and find out exactly why these pullers do what they do. So looking forward to doing that. I think it's going to be a great video presentation that can be worked on all summer, and then it'll be produced and presented this fall. So Gus, the weight transfer, good to see you, buddy. Welcome in. So anyways, that's one of the big projects we're looking at doing. So again, it's all a work in progress. These are things that have been dabbled in. Some things have been done to death. I assure you, anything I do with Ashley is going to be unique. It's going to have its own spin. I'm not looking for originality. I'm looking for unique. And I think with our minds, we've already had many discussions on things we want to do. I think we're going to have something fun and something worth seeing. So just to dabble on a few other little things before I talk about some of the bigger things I'm getting to. The event pages are coming out. I'm trying to do some new things with them this year. Right now I'm just kind of getting some event pages out there just to show that the events are coming and some of the details are coming down the pipe. If you have any ideas, any additional comments, or some feedback you want to throw my way, you're certainly welcome to. Last year I think was a big success. I tried to formalize them more and tried to standardize them a little bit, so much of the information you really enjoyed was on each event page. I mean, they're probably the most popular thing on my page, without question. I mean, a lot of people come there, they just look for that information, and I assure you I get as much of it out there as I possibly can. A lot of it's just really, really hard to track down. I mean, I go through every source I possibly can, which is not saying a whole lot, but I talk to as many people as I can. I track down the websites, the Facebook pages, the pullers, the whoever, and try to get the information out there. So if there's events that that could be better promoted, or events that have more information available that I'm not seeing, by all means, it's always welcome. So the website, welcome back, big 2023. I appreciate the sponsorship again from Mike's Tire Service of Loyal, Ricky and Karen Muse, excuse me. I really appreciate them. They stepped up last year, no questions asked. Of course, their nephews Kyle and Louie are both well-known pullers in the pulling world, and Louie actually reached out to them, and they reached out to me and said we would love to get involved. So really appreciate that, and they stepped up once again this year. So the sponsorship of the website allows that website to be online again, and it's by all means going to be free of charge. I stand corrected. It's not remotely my thought process to charge for anything I do. I get generous sponsorships. I get people standing up who want to help. All that just goes into financing these things, to upgrade them, to update them, to purchase them. Any projects I do this year, I'm hoping will be funded by some of the things that I've done over the off season, like the calendars, things like that. That'll go back into that. So again, I thank Karen and Ricky very much. That sponsorship will help keep that website up and running. We'll upgrade things and we'll provide more features, and that's all for the pulling world. So I assure you that is the only all-inclusive pulling website in the business that will do all that, and we'll do it for free. So just addressing it, nice to hear from Ryan there, the new #1 fan here. Yeah, so without question, I know there's a couple of hot button topics that come up a lot with the event pages. And, I'll list them one day on the page, and you guys can kind of go over them. But of course, the location, the hook fee. I mean, there's things that a lot of pullers want to see, and I assure you, I always try to track as much of it down as I possibly can. I mean, I don't have any special insight. I mean, I guess a little relentless tasking is about all I do. I try to get after these people as much as I can, but anyways, I will try to get as much of that on there. I know the addresses are a big thing. A lot of times people, they get the city, but they don't have the exact address, and we all know that even the smallest town, when you're lost and I just want to make sure, excuse me, if this is not stuck. All right. Yeah, this is a work in progress. So thank you for if you're tuning in just now tonight. This is just an opportunity to get out in front of people and have a little fun with this. And I'm just talking about some of the things I'm doing this year. Once things are up and running and the live show is up and running, it'll be on the main page. This is just a chance to talk to some friends and family. So let me know how I sound. Let me know what your take is on the pulling season. But like I was saying, yeah, the thing with the addresses, yeah, I know a lot of times the address is, a city, and that's about it. But of course, when you go to a small town and you don't have the address and it's at the other end of town, it's easy to get lost or get behind, especially if you're there last moment. So that's one thing I always try to get is an address, and I will get that on there. So I'm trying to get more of that on the website just because it's easier to read some of that on the website. On Facebook, it kind of gets jumbled and it gets overwhelming. On the website, I can kind of break it down into categories and color code it and just add some subject lines and stuff like that, so it's a lot easier to work with. So if you're missing it on the Facebook page, please check my website. So with that in mind, like I said, thank you to Karen and Ricky again for the sponsorship of the website. It's back up and running. It will be getting a facelift here right directly. I got a new upgrade that has been purchased and we'll be putting into effect for that. So it should stay nice and user-friendly there. I know the super schedule, without question. In the past, I've done a website. This is probably the second or third website I've done. That super schedule is just a monster as far as what people want to see. I mean, and I get it. That's what people want to know. They want to know the events. They want to know where they're at. They want to know dates. And so that's why I put a lot of my effort into making that schedule what it is. And with that said, my hope is my next publication this spring is going to be another schedule book. I've done different versions of it the last few years. I'm hoping this year it's a little bit more professional and legit. It's going to have as many events in it as possible with dates and cities. It's hard to say exactly what I'll get in there. It won't have classes. I know people have asked about that, but to have 200 plus pulls in there with classes is an impossible task. So unfortunately, I won't have all that, but it'll at least have the basics. I'll try to get the clubs on there too, so if you see that you can go to their websites and see the respective classes. So, but it's publications like that, events or opportunities like that help fund projects, and it's also a nice little keepsake for the season. So, let's see, just moving right along. Just wanted to shout out, if you, of course, follow my stuff, that obviously I have the Facebook page, which a lot of you follow. I currently run 2 Facebook pages. The second one is literally just for videos. I'm just trying to get some more video content out there and share some of the content that I put out throughout the season. So you, of course, are familiar with my Dairyland Pulling Promoters Facebook page. And then my other one is DPP Films. That is my official name for the video content side of things. So just wanted, it's a little bit of a shout out if you're old enough to the one and only George Lucas and Lucasfilm. So just kind of a play on that. So if you get an opportunity, check both of those pages out, share them, and enjoy them. All the content I put out there, it's a lot of work, I assure you, and I'm just doing my part as much as I possibly can to provide a little bit back to the sport. The YouTube page, again, is DPP Films as well. If you haven't been on there yet, if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did. You get an opportunity to share a video or two or watch a few. All that does is help promote the page and help promote the sport, so I'd appreciate it if you did that. And And then last but not least, like I mentioned earlier, the website. If you haven't been there, it's got a new URL this year. My old one expired, and for some reason I was having a hard time getting it back online. So my new URL is dairylandpullingonline.com. And I believe for the most part that's on my personal page. It's on the promoters page as well. So if you're looking for that URL, it's on there, and I can share that. I will share that obviously throughout the week, throughout the pulling season, so you won't have an opportunity to miss that. So get on there, check it out. Everything on there is free. There's lots of content. I'm hoping to upgrade the team, not the team pages, but the club pages too, because I know a lot of people are looking for a club to join, which is great. These clubs in Wisconsin, they need all the membership they can possibly get. So, last but not least, I just want to end this with saying that new for 2023, Dairyland Pulling Promoters is officially jumping back into the ring of doing a live show. So I've had the fortunate ability to go out and recruit some great people, some great pulling minds, some individuals who have a wide variety of experience in the sport. And with that said, looking forward to working with Lonnie, or as I call him, the O Striker. Lonnie, of course, is the one of the main promoters of the Colby Pullers Club there in Colby, Wisconsin. And if you haven't been to that event yet, I'll talk about that often throughout the year. But I know last year when I was doing the interviews with a lot of the WTPA pullers, they was one of their favorite by far, if not the most favorite, is going to Colby. So they do a 2-day event. They have a mid-state show on Friday and then the WTPA event on Saturday. So Lonnie is coming on board. He's been involved in pulling for a very long time, and I'll let you tell his story, but I'm honored that he was quick to sign up and say, you know what, he just wants to share his love for the sport via the show, and that's what I'm looking for. People who just want to share their love, no questions asked, no strings attached. They're just here to talk pulling, and also people that I think are going to be entertaining, and they're going to have some fun on here. So Lonnie's going to be joining me. Also, Derek, a.k.a. Mr. Howard. He's to the last of my knowledge, taking a short sabbatical from the pulling world as far as being on the track, but I know he will still be very deeply involved. He, of course, has pulled a Pro Street Diesel, aka 2.6, for the last handful of years, and has pulled other vehicles as well in the pulling world. And when I say vehicles, I mean just that, because he's well known for pulling his Chevy Blazer down in Taylor, as well as pulling some other diesel trucks. So he's coming on board. He obviously has a wealth of knowledge, not only in the pulling world, but working into the diesel side of things in the civilian world, or outside of pulling. So he's going to be able to provide a lot of insight into the up-and-coming diesel world, because we all know that's much of what pulling is nowadays, both truck and tractor, is the diesel. So looking forward to have him on there. He's got a wealth of knowledge and passion, a guy I've known for a number of years, and he's I think that excitement is just overwhelming in a good way, and looking forward to working with him. And then last but not least, these two guys that I mentioned are elite minds, I would say, in the northern Wisconsin world. And I say those two because I'm just a guy who's going to be facilitating this, that's all. So that means I need a little flavor from down under, and that's Mr. Jonah Hill, aka Hill Outdoors Pulling Nation. And yes, if you were wondering, that is Jonah Hill, the man, the myth, the legend from Superbad, even though his page says it's not him, but we all know that's him. So Jonah's going to be stepping on board. He, of course, runs a pulling page on Facebook as well, and is a big follower of the Badger State tractor pullers down in southern Wisconsin. So he's going to be able to have some great insight on things that are going on down there to help us cover and kind of wrap up the entire state. I'm looking forward to having him involved. He has, again, a great passion. He shares a lot of video content that he gets, a lot of pictures. He's at pulls just about every weekend, if not every weekend, and looking forward to have him on board too. He's going to be, of course, him and Derek are the young guys on the show, so I know they will have a lot of energy and passion, which is what we're looking forward to. So I appreciate all three of them. If you get an opportunity to give a shout out to them and say something to it, I'm looking forward to having them on board. So we're going to be doing this live show here, kicking off real soon. It's going to have a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be short and sweet, but I think it's going to be a great time, and we're going to be doing a lot of preview stuff of Wisconsin polling events. Going to have all the main names all over Wisconsin on board, talking about their events, talking about what's coming up, what's going on behind the scenes. Also looking forward to talking to some great promoters. And then something else I want to be trying this year is not just the pullers, but some of their family. Maybe their kids, maybe their spouses, maybe just friends who have tagged along for a long time. Get some other individuals who make the sport what it is and bring them in front of the camera as well. Of course, it wouldn't be one of my shows if it didn't have some games and contests. I already have some thoughts locked and loaded for that I believe at some point in time I'm going to get on the website as well, so everybody can play along. But I'm going to get that on the show. In the past, I've done some really fun games. I had some really great guests on there who just made it what it was, and looking forward to doing that again. So, and then of course some fan interaction, opportunity for you to get involved, and we want to make this a true community event. So I guess that's about all I have for now. I'm looking forward to talking to some people after this and seeing what they have to say, and kind of bringing this all together. You know, it's going to be a gruesome and rough couple of months here as we battle the last of the snow and the cold weather, but rest assured the pulling season is coming. Got a lot of energy, really looking forward to it. And you know, like I said, we're only about a month away for the indoor Super Bowl, so if you haven't had an opportunity to go to this, I will say be there, make it a priority to get there. I can get you hooked up with all the contacts. Matt Larson is the main contact for that. He's a great guy. If you want to get up there and just check it out, go, please do that. And that's all I can say about that right now. I'm just looking forward to it. Again, working with them, seeing all the great people there. There's a lot of pullers there, a lot of iron. Again, that's a little bit of a smaller iron, if you will, but no less any entertaining. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great people. So again, if you watch tonight, I appreciate you. Hello, Travis. I'll be talking to you soon about some projects I have. So hoping to see you soon here in Ellsworth. Looking forward to seeing True Blue again. So, but again, that's kind of where things stand right now. I appreciate all of you. The first couple of hooks that I'm looking at going to, if you're looking at getting connected with me in some form or fashion, I do plan on hitting hitting Lena again. So last year was a bit of a surprise. I was given the opportunity to announce. This year I'm hoping to do some more video and picture this year. So Lena would be the middle of May, and then of course hit it hard the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, looking like possibly Dresser on Friday, Unity on Saturday, going down to Sparks Pull on Sunday, and then of course Taylor on Monday. Then the following weekend is the big one in Oliva. So that's kind of where my first few hooks are. So if you are involved with those in any form or fashion and you would like me to get involved, do some interviews, talk to some people, get out in front, I'm hoping to have the opportunity again to do some winner's circle at some of the bigger WTP events. So looking forward to doing that. It's just about getting out there and talking to people and having some fun. That's what it's all about. Sometimes we all lose sight of that in our day-to-day lives, and that's what makes the sport so fun, is the people and hearing their stories. So that is about all I have tonight. I wanted to keep this fairly short and sweet. Again, if you have any ideas, projects, thoughts, feedback on any of the things that I do or any of the things that my one and only will be doing with me, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. My phone number is out there. My contact information is out there. I'm always looking forward to talking pulling. So once again, I just want to recap all the great pulling videos and content that's going to be coming out. Look for that video tomorrow night. It's a diesel truck video that you will surely want to check out. The the creativity and the technological advances that went into that are just, they blew me away. I was just shocked and impressed. And I know she doesn't want a bunch of credit, but she'll get it either way because she deserves it. Also, like I said, the website's up and running. Please get involved with that. Thank you to all the great people who make Dairyland Pulling Promoters what it is. The live show getting started here in another week or two once I can get some more training here and get everything figured out. Make sure my beautiful green screen's up and running. I'm probably going to have to get about 18 more lights. So at least the fans look excited here. The fans up here in Ridgeland, so that's good. So thanks again for joining me tonight. If you're watching this later on after the live video, like I said, give me a shout. Love to talk to you. Until then, we will talk to you soon. So for DPP Films and Dairyland Pulling Promoters and all the great people who make this what it is, I appreciate you. Have a great night, and soon enough, we'll be going pulling.